It is America's Game of the Week on a crisp day in December. Beautiful day for a game, and a great one, too, as the 10-3 Steelers take on the 11-2 Eagles. The Battle of Pennsylvania, if you will. And welcome to the broadcast booth. Along with Tom Brady, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. These two teams, Tom, run it better than anybody in the NFL. But for Pittsburgh, you have to say their season has been a lot of things, but the revival of Russell Wilson's career, probably their best story.
Yeah, it's been absolutely great to see. So much of their winning comes down to complementary football, and Russ has played so efficient this year. He hasn't turned the ball over very much. I think he understands he's got a great run game, and like always, they have a great defense in the Steelers they rely on.
They always do. Meanwhile, you know who's got a great run game too? That would be the Eagles. And since they're by, they run it more than anyone. And Saquon Barkley's on pace to break Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record. That's how good he's been.
Yeah, there's so many superlatives when you talk about Saquon and what he did a few weeks ago. Backpedaling, jumping over people. It's been unbelievable to watch an MVP-type season. But he also has the most dominant offensive line in the game right now. They set the tone for this offense. I'm excited to see what they do against the Steelers D-line today.
They've won 9 in a row. However, A.J. Brown questioning the passing game earlier this week, and then the relationship between he and Jalen Hurts, that got questioned. Is there ever any drama in Philadelphia, Aaron Andrews? I mean, help me out here.
No, that got some attention here. Also got some attention nationally. So much so that A.J. Brown had to address the media on Wednesday. He said, my comments had nothing to do about my quarterback. I wasn't attacking Jalen Hurts. I'm just unhappy with the passing game. He said, I was frustrated. I thought we were going to go out there and dominate Carolina. Now, Brown and Hurts did address their teammates this week and reassure them everything is fine. We spoke with head coach Nick Sirianni, who told us they did have a closed-door meeting as a team. It is now a non-issue. They are locked in. They are ready to go, and they are fired up, Kev.
Well, we will see if it's a non-issue today, and I wonder how many targets that means for A.J. Brown earlier in this game. I guess we will find out. There's the weather, 38 degrees. Wind not really much of a factor. We were down on the field a little while ago. Philly has won the toss. They've deferred, so the Steelers will get it first. And here we go. America's Game of the Week should be a great one with these two teams. No doubt about it. Here is Cordero Patterson taking it on out with a lot of room. And then finally that hole closes up. So the Steelers will have it first with Russell Wilson under center. Najee Harris the back for them. They play a lot of tight ends too. Here is Harris looking for a little seam. Not much against this Eagles defense, which has been so good.
They don't always go that way. There was some maybe personality conflicts, but what I've seen from here is a great revival, and he's really had a terrific season.
Gets it out to Freiermuth quickly, but tackled immediately by Zach Bond, who has turned into a star. Wilson stands in, going for a deep ball, taking a shot, and it's incomplete. Looking for Van Jefferson, but literally triple covered down there. Darius Slay, among others, and the Eagles force a 3-and-out.
Level of difficulty throws down the field.
Here's Waitman to punt away. Cooper DeJean back deep for the Eagles. Britton Covey remains out, their top punt returner, and this is a kick that takes an Eagles bounce up around the 30.
Able to live up to that here in this first series for the Eagles, guys.
Yeah, and I wonder, after what Aaron said, if A.J. Brown is in the slot, we'll get a look right away here on first down. For Jalen Hurts, who's got some time, looking, throwing over the middle. Calcaterra goes up and gets it. And a good throw and catch to start in that maligned passing game for a first down for the Eagles.
Tiger tree, tiger tree, tiger tree. Hey, new tree, new tree.
Hurts to throw it again. Blitz is coming. Sees it. There's A.J. Brown on the slant. So already second play, he's got a target. Going to pick up 7.
And good job finding Jalen's reading that coverage well today, finding those open receivers.
Hurts looking over the middle. He's got Smith wide open inside the 25. Devontae Smith all the way down to the 20, and a good-looking opening drive for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts hasn't been asked to do a lot of throwing because the run game has been so good. But here's what you need to know. During this 9-game winning streak, he's got 23 total touchdowns, which is the most in the NFL. Didn't see that number? 2 turnovers, which maybe is the biggest story for him.
Well, that's the turnover of every. For an offense to not turn the ball over, you're just not allowing the other team to score.
Here's Jake Elliott, who's been a tremendous kicker for this team, but has struggled this year. And his first attempt from 34, up and good. And so the Eagles, with a nice opening drive, get on the board first, 3-0 from South Philly. It just works out, treating everybody the same way. You know what that's about. Here's Patterson going to take it out from his own end zone. What a block there. And Patterson gets jacked out across the 30. Some hard hitting going on down the field.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by McDonald's.
Here they are from the 32, trying to get the run game going with Najee Harris, who gets nowhere. Jalen Carter with a big tackle. We check in with a game break with Carissa. They call it the snow plow in Buffalo, the tush pusher, brotherly shove here. You can name it any way you want it, but it works for Buffalo too. Here is Harris again, trying to get him going, and he gets whacked. Just nowhere to go. Josh Sweat was there. This Eagles defense has been great. They're #1 in the league overall. They're #2 in the scoring defense. And Tom, last time we saw them 2 months ago, they were not playing like this. Vic Fangio has them on all cylinders going right now.
Last time we saw him in Tampa did such a great job of a lot of short passes to tire that D-line out. Steelers have chosen to run the ball quite a bit. They've been very stout early, and now Pittsburgh's facing their second, third, and long so early in the game.
Wilson tipped at the line, and it's incomplete. Nolan Smith got his hand down on the pass rush, and 2 3-and-outs forced by Philadelphia.
Easy about these post-snap reads, and Russell's kind of looking back there with no one to find open.
Here's DeJean right by his own sideline. Not a lot of room there. Covered well by the Steelers as he's decked out of bounds. So the Eagles get it back. Tempers flaring on the sideline. They scored a field goal on the opening drive. Drive number 2 for Saquon.
The Eagles defense does such a good job muddying the picture for the quarterback. Blankenship here on the backside. It looks like he's covering on the backside. And right here, look, he's already coming to the front side. There's 5 defenders on the bottom part of the field, and that for a quarterback is muddy. You got Wilson looking to find someone open, and there's nobody open at that point.
Muddy doesn't sound too appealing as a quarterback. Actually.
Not for a quarterback.
Not for a quarterback.
You want clear. You do not want muddy in your mind as a quarterback.
So here the Eagles, Jalen Hurts 4 for 4 for 53 yards passing on that opening drive. But here's Barkley trying to get him going. Cuts back across the green and then just powering his way up to about the 28-yard line. A good run by Barkley. Took Cameron Hayward, an all-pro, for a ride. And he picked up 7. 3rd down and 5. 4-man rush. Hurts gets it on the flat to Gainwell. Oh, what a move! Kenny Gainwell with the first down. That was sick. Spin move got around Dante Jackson.
That speed at him, and they know what they got. They got that elusiveness and huge catch and run there on 3rd down.
And they give him a carry after that. Why not? And it gets out across the 40 to about the 41.
I think what's surprising about that is all week we've been talking about how good a tackling defense the Steelers are. So in that case, if they come up and make that tackle, Philly's punting. Now this gives Saquon more opportunities to run it, wears down that defense, and wearing that defense down over time, Saquon's had monster second halves.
And they have Jalen Warren in the game at running back, and he will just watch as Wilson is going to be pressured and thrown away. Nolan Smith, a good pressure, didn't fall for that read in a 2nd down. Wilson to throw, looking for a quick one. Tipped at the line again. That's the 2nd time the Eagles have gotten one at the line of scrimmage, and another 3rd and long is coming up. Third and 10. Wilson in trouble, and he is sacked. Josh Sweat gets home, and a stand by this Eagles #1 defense.
Other than hold on and protect the ball, but great stuff by Philly's defense coming off the turnover.
8th sack of the year for Sweat. Here's DeJean for a little scene. And there's a fight going on down in the corner. I looked away for a second. All of a sudden, you know what was breaking loose. See number 80, big Darnell Washington in the middle of Pittsburgh. He is a mammoth of a man, 6'7", 300 pounds, but there's everyone involved here.
I think Washington took him out of the club and walked him all the way from basically the end zone line all the way through the end zone and into the back of the stands. Again, it's physical out there.
After the play was over, there were 2 fouls, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 80 of the offense. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 19 of the offense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. The down counts. It's second down.
Wow. So they get 2 on Pittsburgh and nothing on Philadelphia there. They saw Calvin Austin getting involved. That was the other penalties. Not a big guy, but throw outside, and that is a completion for a couple yards, if that. Scotty Miller, your old teammate, comes down to make that catch, but now 3rd and long.
Not these run up and static.
Assist, the prior pass is incomplete. It's 3rd down.
So replay assist, Sarah said, yeah, that's incomplete. Wilson fires one high and incomplete. Freiermuth, the closest Steeler, but that was not close. And here comes Boswell in that field goal unit, try and tie it up. It has been a battle so far, right? If you look at these two cities, obviously you've got the Steel City on one side and then the birthplace of independence on the other. And there's more to that, right? You got the Manti brothers in Pittsburgh. You got With Without, that's Wiz on the cheesesteak. And then you got Yins in Pittsburgh for you all. And then John, which is kind of say with anything here in Philadelphia. There's a lot of cultural stuff, right, that you have in both. And there's a little pride. You know, Terry Bradshaw on Fox NFL Sunday said, you know what, I didn't really think of this as, anything different. But it feels different today. There's been a lot of extracurricular stuff already.
Not to mention, KB, you grew up as a Philly fan in Giants territory. I don't know how that worked out for you.
Back in the Northeast, it was a hostile territory for me. There you go. And so Gainwell will take it, and the Eagles will start on their own 30. Start from the 30. Hurts rolling out across the grain, throws to A.J. Brown, makes the catch, sprints upfield for an easy 1st down. So already A.J. Brown more involved than he has been. 16-yard pickup for him there. And it's interesting, right? He broke franchise records a couple years ago in their Super Bowl year when they went on to lose to Kansas City. And you look at it, he's 5th in the league in yards per game, but only 40th in targets. But the reality is, because they run so much, and that's been great. So there's just not enough balls to go around. This Hurts going to loft one for Brown. Back shoulder. What an adjustment for A.J. Brown.
He's into it now. Expecting the back shoulder fade. Perfect execution.
Having a big first quarter. Here is Hurts on the keeper. What a move, Jalen Hurts, and then he's going to slide down. And they'll mark him down to 27 as he got around Patrick Queen. Barkley, room to roll. Saquon Barkley makes a man miss inside the 5. And they're going to mark him down just before the 5. Only a matter of time. That's how Barkley's year has been. Their 2nd and goal. Hurts firing long. Caught! Who else? A.J. Brown. Touchdown. Doing the rolling with kid and play dance? Is that what they're doing right there? I guess they're friends again. Just like that.
I'll tell you, that passing game doesn't look off today. After you run the ball so much, this is just called a pop pass. You fake the run, you get everybody into the line of scrimmage, and then you pull the ball and throw the pop pass to A.J. Brown right there on Dante Jackson. That's a tough offense to stop when they're operating like this.
Here's Elliott. Extra point is up and good. Well, passing game, A.J. Brown said needed work last week. Doesn't so far today because he's got 4 for 48 and a score. 10-3 Eagles.
In one-on-one coverage, he is a game wrecker. So every corner is like, coach, don't leave me out there too long with this guy. It's really hard to keep up with him.
Yeah, they've made an effort to get that pass game going, and it has. 10-3 Eagles in the first. Meanwhile, as the Steelers are taking on the 30. Here's Warren going to get a carry, and Warren gets tripped up right away again to Kobe Dean, inside linebacker on that hit.
Challenging today because Philly's defense does not allow you to just chip. You're going to have to chip away against Philly's defense.
Yeah, here's Warren, penalty flag too, as he's up to the 35. We'll see if this stands.
Illegal motion, number 11, 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Really a challenge against this defense anyway, and certainly with him out, almost impossible.
Wilson to Warren, another flag though. Warren making people miss. Spin move, good run. But again, let's see if this stands, because this is in the area of holding. Dan Moore is kind of standing with his hands on his hips, the left tackle, which is usually not great.
Just Hunt, just on Moore, just a little too quick and elusive.
Holding, number 65, offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
All the way backed up with 25 to go on first down.
Yeah, long way to go. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-3, Philadelphia on top.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell.
It's been some hard hitting in this first quarter, but Philadelphia really dominated despite fumbling twice in their own territory. Pittsburgh only able to get 3 because they've got 2 yards. Meanwhile, the Eagles, Tom, have been the worst first quarter team in the league. They only had 17 total points in the first quarter all year. They got 10 today, so a different story. And now you start the second quarter. If you're the Steelers, you're 2nd and 24 after a couple of penalties. Here's Wilson to throw it. Over the middle he goes. Got a completion. It's going to get you across the 20. Austin makes the catch. Game will keep us updated. 10-3 here, 3rd and 18 for the Steelers. 4-man rush. Wilson looking, goes underneath to Warren, and Vaughn hanging on, not going to let him go. And it'll be a 4th and long. Here comes the punt team again. Waitman to punt it away. Shorter kick. This is DeJean who fumbled earlier. Makes a good move. Has some room up the middle. Steelers territory and down to the 45. Good return that time for DeJean, the rookie. And the Eagles will start this drive in Steelers territory. Up 10-3 here from Philly.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
So good. Gotta love it. Interaction there. 3rd and 7.
A.J. Brown at the top.
Hurts lets it go. Brown got it again. First down, breaks a tackle. A.J. Brown down to the 25, and he's having a day. 17 more for Brown in his 5th catch already. Blitz coming. Hurts. It's picked up. Throws. Has it. Devontae Smith. First catch of the day, and he's wrestled out of bounds down at the 18.
Just to follow up on that, receiver wanting the ball, and it's the one position on the field where you require the quarterback and a play call and a defense to get you the ball. It's a real challenge, and the receivers, they line up 23 yards from the ball. They're out there standing all alone with the corner, and they just feel left out if they don't get it. So it's just, to running back, you turn around, you give it to them to get them into the game. Sometimes it's really hard to get them involved. And I think that's just what you see. They begin to lash out if they don't get the way they want it.
By the way, I said that was Smith's first catch. This is 3rd catch. My bad on that. 3rd and 3. Here's Hurts. Oh, standing, looking as a man wide open. Gainwell surging towards the end zone. He's taken down at about the 2. Another conversion. Jalen Hurts red hot and 1st and goal for the Eagles.
Hurts is doing a good job finding these crossing routes.
3rd and goal here. Hurts, pressure, slings it. It is caught for the touchdown, DeVonta Smith.
Well, that's what I would do too. I would find Pierre, who just came into the game. He's working there on motion, and they're a really tough pass off there. It's a bit of a pick play on the goal line, dealing with a lot of traffic. So if well executed, nearly impossible to cover in the low red area.
Extra point by Elliott is up and good, and this Eagles offense is humming. Jalen Hurts has been on fire. 12 of 13, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns in this first half. And the Eagles up 17-3. On A.J. Brown first, and then the Slim Reaper second. What a great nickname that is, by the way. A 2-yard catch for DeVonta Smith. Eagles offense and their pass game specifically has been great in this first half. And now the Steelers have to find a way to get into this game. They've got 5 drives and 4 3-and-outs, and the only field goal is because the Eagles turned it over inside their own 20. Cordero Patterson trying to give him a little bit of a spark, and he can certainly do it. 4-time All-Pro kick returner in his own right. Jordan Mailata giving a little pass pro set lesson with Saquon Barkley. Interesting there. And so the Steelers will start on their own 30. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson back in the game at quarterback. So Fields gives him a nice little run. They get the 15 yards. Going to pitch it. Warren now on the left side. And move him down to the 26. Give it to him. Warren, a little stutter step up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a second down and long. We showed you Vic Fangio a moment ago with this defense, and it's so interesting for him, right? I mean, he started his career with the Philadelphia Stars in the USFL years ago. First and goal, they pitch it to Harris, looking for some room, just nothing there. Well played. Gardner Johnston came racing up from the safety spot to make the hit.
For this offense in the passing game, matched up here on Gardner Johnson.
Second and goal on the fake. Wilson rolling out, throws it in, completes it, but at a great tackle right away. Cooper Eugene, the rookie who's been outstanding all over Van Jefferson. And the Coop chance rained down here in Philadelphia. And the Eagles well, they're going to take it on out. Gainwell's getting aggressive here. Let's see. This side and gets up to where he would have been anyway, about the 30.
We were so close to knocking that ball off Hurts.
No doubt about it. And this ball is going to be short and bounce. Look at this. Takes.
Today's game is sponsored by AWS. AWS AI is how the NFL levels up the game.
Special day of football Saturday on Fox. Catch the next chapter in a bitter historic rivalry as Russell Wilson and the Steelers take on Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. It all kicks off Saturday 4 Eastern on Fox. That'll be fun. Tom will all be there. Looking forward to that. We don't get many of those on our air, so can't wait to be there. A little AFC North rivalry. How was the day for Lamar Jackson today against the Giants? 5 touchdowns.
This situation, they're already in field goal range.
Blitz coming. Somehow Russell Wilson got rid of that. Freiermuth caught it. Clock is running, though. I mean, there was a blitzer he had to get it under. There was an underneath defender.
A lot going on.
The clock is ticking. They don't want to use that last timeout, and now a whistle blows, and let's I think
Previous
replay's going to check this
review.
out. How did he get it under the arm of boy? Just barely. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh.
Yeah, looked like a football move. That looked, well, I don't know. That's super close. Dean, what do you think? 1, 2.
So he's got to have, he's got to have both feet and then an additional step. Something, a football move is what we're looking for, because that ball does come out when it hits the ground. So you look at both feet. Does he take another step on the way to the ground? To me, this should be incomplete.
Forces him
After
into
review,
it.
the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down. Who's set the game clock to 56 seconds. 56 seconds.
Continue to be looking for him here.
By the way, Darius Slay back on the field for Philadelphia at cornerback. Here's Wilson. Pressure coming. He's in trouble, and he is sacked. Nolan Smith around the edge, going to get him, and that may knock him out of field goal range.
passing game has been really impressive. 12 of 13 for Jalen Hurts. So I don't think there's any hesitation from Philly on what they want to do at this point. They're going to go down there and try to match a field goal here.
They got one timeout. Let's see how aggressive they are. First, the return by Gainwell almost slipped and breaks a tackle. Good effort by Gainwell as he motors his way to the 35. Really, since the bye week, the Eagles have been a different team because they changed their way a little bit, right? I mean, they were 2-2. They go into the bye, and a lot of things that weren't going particularly great. Well, 9-0 since the bye. This 9-game win streak. Again, they hadn't turned it over at all until today when they've got 2, but it only hurt them to the tune of 3 points, and they've run it way more than anybody else. It's been Saquon Barkley's show, but today Saquon got dinged up. He hasn't been back in the game yet, and the passing game has been maybe the best they've been all year.
Seeing him step up in the pocket and Highsmith redirecting, coming around in the pocket, and this is what a game this turned into.
Yeah.
Steelers fighting their way back. They've won a lot of ugly games over the careers. They don't care what it looks like. They have a lot of pride in winning no matter what it looks like. Some ugly parts of that half, but I'm sure they're happy going in 17-13.
Sure. Our first half stats brought to you by Royal Caribbean. We take a look at those, and here's what we got for you, right? Steelers offense struggled for most of it, but they woke up late in that second quarter and make it a game. Jalen Hurts was excellent. The pass game on point. And we've got a 4-point lead for the Eagles at the break. Kurt and the guys coming up. The Verizon halftime comes your way next.
Welcome to the Verizon Halftime, the NFL, powered by Verizon 5G.
Good one going on between the Bucs and Chargers. A pretty good one going on between the Steelers and the Eagles in Philadelphia.
A really good game. Jalen Hurts, quarterback for Philadelphia, getting ready to go up against my Steelers. Good first half, good first quarter, especially by Hurts. Nice job there on the 5-yard touchdown run. Man-to-man coverage. The Steelers came with the blitz, got inside. Brown did to the corner. Easy touchdown, 10-3. It is the Philadelphia Eagles, and then Freiermuth makes this 9-yard touchdown reception to the tight end for Pittsburgh. And a good football game, 17-10 right now. It's the Philadelphia Eagles on top of the Steelers. That's a halftime score. Josh Allen with 6 touchdowns last week. Keeps it going this week. Under Ball Helen finds his guard who had to block no one into the ground, into the touchdown. His second touchdown of the day, 14-0. Buffalo then off play action. Jared Goff finding his tackle eligible. That is tackle Dan Skipper, a 9-yard touchdown reception. Nice job, Big Dan. Good job. Good ball game. 21-14. Buffalo on top of the Detroit Lions. Anthony Richardson, second-year quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, rides it inside. Everybody crashes down inside. No support outside. So he keeps the football for a 23-yard touchdown. 13-7 now. Colts on top of the Broncos at the half. And then the Patriots are at the Cardinals, and Greg Dortch takes it, handoff, fumbles into the end zone, but Jonah Williams is there. He lands on it for the touchdown. Replay shows that Williams did recover it inbounds. 13-3, Cardinals on top of the New England Patriots at the half.
Earlier today, the Saints went for a 2-point conversion with no time on the clock. Didn't get it, so Washington hangs on. Cincinnati rolls. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes injured his ankle in that game, had to leave, but they did win. Baltimore got 5 touchdown passes from Lamar. Houston took care of Miami, and the Jets knock off Jacksonville. All right, Howie.
Battle of Pennsylvania, if you will. A.J. Brown, touchdown. Oh, man, there's a fight going on.
Got some rocky punches thrown here in Philly early.
Flings it. It is caught for the touchdown. And we got some action. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. It's a 17-13 Eagles lead at the half. They'll get the ball to start the third quarter. Welcome to the broadcast booth. He's Tom Brady, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. You know, the Eagles were dominating and finally they were kind of strangling this game a little bit, but the Steelers kind of crept their way back into this thing, didn't they?
They sure have. And the Steelers, it's what they do. Sometimes it's grimy. I think they almost take pride in the fact that they're going to win games however they need to win them. They're going to win them on defense. And Jalen Hurts got to be careful holding the ball in that pocket a long time. Highsmith's after him. Watts after him. They almost had a strip sack there at the end of the second quarter. Yeah. So they've got to be very careful on offense, the Eagles, not to make mistakes. and have any of these unnecessary easy scores for the Steelers offense.
Yeah, and they had a lot of pressure for a lot of that first half. And all of a sudden, the pass rush really got home. T.J. Watt had a couple sacks. You see the numbers. Really, the Steelers had one good drive to get them back in it. That Freiermuth, excellent catch for the touchdown. Eagles had the passing game going early, but now you wonder about Saquon Barkley. We showed him, I told you went into the 10 and was kind of waiting around on the sidelines, but since that hit by Minkah Fitzpatrick down to the 5, he has not come back in, and that certainly changes things for both teams, and we'll see what's in store for him here in the second half. Eagles will start on the 30. Downstairs we go to Aaron now.
And I did ask Nick Sirianni coming out of the half if there was anything to report on Saquon Barkley. Like you said, he is out there. He said, no, he's fine. Of course, Saquon missing most of the second quarter, Kevin. And he said, look, Kenneth Gainwell is our 2-minute back, and that's why he's in. I don't have an injury to report. He said, offensively, we need to play better football, clean football, get back to fundamentals here.
Yeah, see if they can do it. Turn it over a couple times. Hurts going to run it himself, has some room, racing for the first down, and easily out of bounds there to move the chain.
And that's why they win. So adaptability as a coordinator, yeah, you may have pass schemes you love, but the reality, this strength of this team is running the football.
Here's Hurts to throw. Coming near side, Devontae Smith makes the catch, and he puts the shoulder down. He's got a first down. You see the tackle there by James Pierre, and that's important. We showed you that Dante Jackson got hurt late in that first half. He's out now.
For this defense, and they allowed them to play a lot of man coverage. So with Pierre out there, maybe it's more zone.
Here's Hurts. Going to give it to Calcaterra. Makes a good swim move. He's got another first down. By the way, interesting. Mike Tomlin takes a 2nd and 20 rather than the 1st and 30 there, so he declines the penalty to make it 2nd down. Here's Hurts. Looking. Now he's going to take off some room, but throws it underneath. Has a completion, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. Devontae Smith was wide open and just kind of meandered his way for a first. Second down. Hurts looking over the middle. Devontae Smith again who makes the catch. And it's amazing about the offensive line, right? With Stoutland, he's had so many amazing stories there. How about this year, Mekhi Becton, who struggles in New York? He puts him at guard this year, and he's been great at right guard. He does this so many times, year in, year out.
Yeah, continues to find ways to produce with these big fellas up front. He's got quite a group this year. That's what it takes. You got a great O-line coach. Stoutland is certainly that. 3rd down and 6. Smith caught. So they do kick a field goal here. Usually Nick Sirianni very aggressive. But they'll try a 48-yarder to Elliott. Kick is up, and that is good. That's got to feel good for Jake Elliott, who's had some inconsistencies, but it adds the Eagles' lead back up by 7. But hold on. There's a penalty in the middle of all those bodies down there. And by the way, this was 4th and 2, so if it's on Pittsburgh, it's a first down. It's a big call. Maybe
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 57 of the defense. For roughing the long snapper. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow. So it gives them the first. Now it's Elliott from 41. This kick is up, and it is drilled up and through for Elliott. And just like it was a few minutes ago, Eagles back up to a 7-point lead. 20-13 here in the 3rd from Philly. Russell Wilson talking about this game on Hard Knocks in season with the AFC North. That airs Tuesday night on HBO and Max. Really cool with the entire division in this particular episode. This is a good game, too. Obviously, very good teams, excellent defenses. Eagles have the not-so-common 13-play, 47-yard drive for a field goal. But it ups their lead back up to a touchdown. And the Steelers will get it for the first time in this 3rd quarter. As Elliott will kick it away. Man, excuse me on that one. And the Steelers will take it out from the 30.
They just lacked it in the passing game. But plays like that, those chunk plays, allow you to run the ball like this. And just a good style. Keep pounding it if you can.
Harris drops the ball. It is loose, still dancing around. I think Philadelphia has it. They do. Darius Slay came up with the Najee Harris fumble.
They got to the run, and it was a perfect pitch, and Harris just loses focus on the ball. Really an unforced error when they got in a position to score. That's a crushing blow for the Steelers.
Let's give fans an inside look thanks to Verizon, Tom. Back to that fumble.
Yeah, you're going to hear Russell say can, meaning they called 2 plays in the huddle, and he canned the first one to get to the second play. Broderick Jones is going to say, what's the can? What's the can? So they tell him the play, and he tosses the ball to the back. So, again, just bad football all the way around, not being on the same page up front, and then you have a mental error up front, and then you get a physical error. Not the time of the game that you needed that.
4-man rush here, and Hurts does have time. Just can't find anyone. Now he dumps it off. It's A.J. Brown's first catch of the second half, and out up around the 31 that time. He's going to pick up 5, so 3rd and 5 coming up. 3rd and 5. Hurts gets rid of it quickly, as you said. That should be a first down. It's Devontae Smith to move the chains. I know you like that one better, don't you?
I love that. And that's rhythm that you can have as an offense, is catch the ball, find my read, and then cut it loose.
Meanwhile, Devontae Smith, game-high 9 catches for 75 yards. Here's Barkley. Good cut for him, and surging forward near a first down. Going to pick up about 9 as the crowd enjoys that one. He's been quiet, obviously. Banged up in some sort going into the 10th in that first half. Hey, Saturday night, Fox Primetime Hoops. It's a star-studded showdown. Juju Watkins in 5th-ranked USC against Paige Beckers in 2nd-ranked UConn. Tips off 8 Eastern on Fox. 2 of the best basketball players in the country. That'll be a fun one. Barkley again, looking for a hole, makes one himself. First down into Steelers territory. He goes. And they'll mark him down right at midfield.
And we said earlier in the game, this is one of the best tackling defenses, and that's what you need, because early in the season, that would have been a long run by Saquon if he's not playing a style of defense that pursues like these guys do.
Hurts, design run, wide open up the middle too. Hurts makes a man miss. Hurts taken down inside the 30. Boy, that thing parted like the Red Sea, and Hurts took advantage of it to pick up 23.
And again, playing the Steelers as many times as I did, tempo was always good against this defense.
On the fake, Hurts has time to dial it up, goes underneath, and it's caught there by Barkley. Down to the 22. Why was tempo so important against his defense?
Well, it forces communication, and it forces them to get in their positions right away so that you can identify where those open receivers are, or in the run game where your best opportunity to run the game is. Already back in tempo. It feels very offensive when you can dictate tempo. Rather than get in the huddle, everyone gets their patience, the coordinator gets to call a perfect play. Instead, they get forced into some calls they don't want to be in.
Here's Barkley spinning his way down near the 15, put it down as a first down. Hurts looking out in the flat, gets into Gainwell, makes a couple miss, still going is Gainwell fighting towards the end zone. And he's taken down near the 1, 1st and goal. That's the second terrific move he's made on a 3rd down today.
2 of them, right? That one early in the game and this one here. It's a very simple throw for Jalen Hurts. Great job by Jalen getting the ball out of his hands and forcing them to get him on the ground, which they couldn't do right there.
And now the Eagles on a 1st and goal. It takes us to the end of the 3rd. Remember, this all started with this. The Steelers had a great drive. Najee Harris, the fumble. Eagles recover. They got a great drive going. Looking to punch it in. See when we come back for the 4th.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to Lincoln Financial Field here in Philadelphia. And the Eagles have put together a nice drive. They recovered a Najee Harris fumble. We start the 4th quarter. They got a 1st and goal. And you see Lane Johnson, number 65, their all-pro right tackle, is back in. Eagles had the ball for 13 minutes out of the 15 in that 3rd quarter. Now they set up for the brotherly shove. Hurts, shove forward, close, but he's short. It'll be 2nd and goal. Tough to stop that play, and you'd imagine you're going to get it a few more times.
Yeah, they're going to get it as many times as they need it, and it's a tough play to stop. The thing I thought about earlier this week is how do you practice that if you're a defense? You're never going to have a scout team dive at your legs. So they run it well, and it's almost it's such a challenging play for a defense to stop because they never even get an opportunity to work on it in practice.
Do it again. Hurts shove forward. Jalen Hurts is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So the Najee Harris fumble was huge. Eagles cash it in with a nice drive. And Jalen Hurts punches it in from 1 yard out.
It's just a lot of bodies. You got 900 pounds between center and two guards. Look at them get low. That's the only way you can try to defend it. And again, it's very effective. And at the same time, it's a lot of offensive linemen that I don't know how they feel about it. I'm sure if it's successful, it feels good, but you are throwing yourself into the jaws of death.
Sure, it doesn't feel good to be on the bottom of it, but if you score it, it feels better. And it does for the Eagles, who are so good at it. So they convert the turnover into a 2-touchdown lead here in the fourth. Eagles leaders today, Jalen Hurts has been terrific. Is he very efficient? Couple touchdowns, some rushing yards too. And then both Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown have had a big impact, each with a touchdown. And on a day that Saquon Barkley, whether the Eagles say it or not that he's fine, he clearly got dinged up on the head and hasn't played as much. And so they needed the pass game. And it's been a big factor. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts, as far as the rushing touchdowns, it's amazing. I mean, every single year he's in double digits. So he had 15 last year and keeps on. That's what happens when you get down that goal line. It's so tough to stop on that brotherly shove. I think we started the broadcast talking about A.J. Brown, and he said the pass game's got to be better in the relationship with he and Jalen Hurts. Well, guess what? By the way, hi, Dean Blandino. There you go. The pass game... It's unbelievable. The pass game has been better, right? Much better.
I'd say he's completing 80% of his passes, 128 quarterback rating. And again, this was the most runs called of any offense in the league. And they came in here and they've really, because of the pass game, they're sitting here with a pretty significant lead, winning those into touchdowns.
Pitch, Patterson again, getting some play and some pretty good runs here so far on this drive. We'll put him out of bounds at about the 43. There's a penalty flag too. Sometimes hard to see the penalties because the Steelers have all the yellow shoes on. I believe.
Foul, tripping, number 54 offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
First and 25 after the penalty. Patterson stays in the game at tailback. It's Russell Wilson. Fires tipped again. Third time the Eagles have got one at the line. That time it's Jalen Carter.
Just got to lower your center of gravity and try to deal with it that way and not kind of flail with your legs.
Eagles bring a blitz. Wilson sees it, dumps it off outside. Patterson, who is gang tackled there. Blankenship came up to finish him off. Vaughn was there too. Third down. We've got a game. I mean, the Lions have been in control of this NFC the entire year, presumed to be the #1 seed. The Vikings are an 11-win team, and obviously the Eagles winning right now. They're potentially on the way to be a 12-win team. That #1 seed is not locked up. Sure. Here's Wilson. Steps and delivers. Good throw. Short of a first down, though. And now with Mike Williams bringing that one down, 11:05. Is this go for it territory? It's 4th and long.
Wow, I would definitely have thought they would go for it down 14 with their struggles to move the ball, but decide to punt it back and play defense at this point in the game. There's definitely time to play defense. They've just got to come up with some stops.
Yeah. So that's what they'll do. It is a 4th and 7. Obviously not an easy get, all 3 timeouts, but they cannot allow anything else to Philly's offense. Here's the punt. Trying to drop it inside the 20 and does a beautiful job. Boy, a great kick, and look at this roll. Race to the #1 seed in the NFC is becoming more interesting today because the Vikings, they play tomorrow night against the Bears, but they're 11-2. The Eagles are 11-2 and up by 2 touchdowns here. And the Lions, who have been so great, are losing to Buffalo 38-21 at home right now. So, it's getting real interesting. Keep in mind, Minnesota plays Detroit the final week of the year. So a lot is still in play for all those teams. Here's what's in play for this game. 10:29 to go. He's going to give it up the gut and out across the 5 to about the 7 that time.
Knows he can always scramble if he needs to.
We're going to throw it. Brown on the slant, catches and runs. First down and more for A.J. Brown. Well, it has been a big day for the passing game and for A.J. 21 more yards for him, up to 89 on the day.
And he delivers.
Here's Barkley now with a hole up the middle, and then someone lost a helmet. Barkley decked at the 32. I think Dean Lowry's helmet popped off. Fake. Hurts in some trouble. That just kind of shuttle passes it to Barkley, who's making a bunch of moves and made something out of nothing. That was a two-handed shuttle, but instead of losing a couple yards and getting sacked, Barkley picks up a few, and it's a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 here. Going to give it to Barkley. It's a good lead block. First down. Absorbs a big hit, but up across the 43. Pumps his fist. Now on that hit, Damontae Kazee is down. That was a pretty big collision.
In his throws to A.J. Brown, to Devontae Smith. Brown's got 91, Smith's got 75. So what can you do when they're defending the run? Use that pass game, and if they can continue to do that, this is a very tough team to beat.
Hurts all day. Looking over the middle. Smith is wide open. Makes the catch, and he's inside the 40. Hurts had all kinds of time, and he delivered. Just kind of came up lame there. It's a major concern for him, obviously. Injury timeouts. Next Gen Stats powered by AWS as we take a look at Jalen Hurts.
He's done a great job early in the game on those first 4 drives, getting the ball out of his hands under 2.6 seconds, and he's done such a good job, I think, of finding a really decisive rhythm in the pocket.
3rd and 13 here. Steelers have got to have it. They drop into coverage. Hurts gets rid of it quickly. Smith has a way to go. Head down, absorbs a hit, and close, but I think a yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1.
Brotherly shove.
I mean,
why not?
I'd be shocked if they don't do it, right? And they will talk it over with 4:01 to go. Eagles up by 14. I like the black and white. You have Miss Smith to my left, our spotter, and then Thomas Casale. Was he handing you your tea? Is that what was happening there?
Hey, I've learned, okay, last week I almost lost my voice. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. Then I talked to Z, our amazing producer. He said, let me tell you what Madden used to do. So I listen, I'm coachable.
Did Madden have his tea handed to him like that?
I didn't go that far, okay?
Here they go, 4th and 1. They're going to do the brotherly shove, and Jalen Hurts at the end is going to get enough, I think. Wow, that did not look easy. And it wasn't, but it worked again. Jalen Hurts was like bending in half there. And so they eschew the field goal, which would have put them up by 17. They just want to run this thing out.
Again, the strength of this team has been the offensive line. Becton has been a key contributor to that. And again, continuing to be impressed by how this offensive line is on against a great front today.
Hurts, ball is caught. A.J. Brown making a move. First down. And the ball comes out at the end. Who's got it? Let's see. Wait on the call. Looks like the Eagles keep it, I think. Yes, Devontae Smith got on it. Wow. I'm fumbling at the very end there.
They were fighting for it, but still.
And it is Eagles football. And A.J. Brown, by the way, has not gotten up yet. This drive started with 10.5 minutes left in the game. 3rd and 1, they do brotherly shove. Jalen Hurts. Looks like he's got another one. We'll see. Waiting for the signal. He does. Yep. First down as we hit 3 minutes to go. The NFC playoff picture, we showed you the Lions losing. The Eagles will go to 12 wins. The Vikings can go to 12 wins tomorrow with a win over the Bears. So interesting. So there's a lot to be determined. And obviously, Tom, it's so big now with that only the one bye, the one seed. You're the only team that gets the bye.
Certainly a huge advantage when you have a tremendous regular season, and Lions struggling a bit today against the Bills, but to get that one seed is almost an exponential benefit. You know, before the top 2 seeds got it plus the bye, now the one getting the bye by itself, 6 other teams play. Obviously tremendous coach, and being in that locker room with him for I did for as many years.
Here's Gainwell dicing his way to the 10.
Those guys are going to play very hard. He's going to coach him well, and he goes, you know what, Tom, he had a pretty good season.
Pretty good. Here's Gainwell, and he's going to have another first down, which will take us to the 2-minute warning.
So that was good. That was about as warm and fuzzy as it got with Coach Belichick.
Good old pat on the back. Pretty good job, Tom. 7 Super Bowls. Not bad, I guess. Philadelphia, glad to have you aboard. Those of you who saw the Buccaneers wipe out the Chargers 40-17. Impressive. Here it's been a fun one, but the Eagles have taken over in this second half, and the pass game, that was all the drama and all the headlines here. The pass game has been great behind Jalen Hurts today, and looking to finish off the Steelers. 27-13 our score. Good to have you aboard. For those of you who have been with us, 1st and goal here. They could just take a knee, and I think they will do just that. Again, for those that just turned us on, I'll give you some highlights of this one. It was Eagles jumped ahead early, getting the pass game going. It was the thing all week. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, were they buddies or not? Well, catch for a score. This was the turning point of the game. Steelers were driving for the tying touchdown. Eagles took it, went on a long drive. Hurts went in, and for all intents and purposes, that was it. They've taken this drive, which started at 3, and run out the entire rest of the clock. They got the ball with 10.5 minutes to go. Steelers decided to punt on a 4th and 7, and you know what? They're not going to see it again. That's impressive.
Yeah, those long drives, and you get into these 4-quarter games against good teams, and the best teams play very well in the second half and close them out. They did a great job in their last 3 drives, just running it, throwing the ball to open guys, playing in rhythm. And that's what I want to see as this offense continues to progress.
Steelers, we know, can clinch the division next week, but it won't happen today. An impressive 27-13 win for the Eagles, and Nick Sirianni here at home as Sirianni and Tomlin will meet. Battle of Pennsylvania goes to the Eagles again as they up their record to 12-2. We'll recap back to South Philly in a moment.
So that's what y'all wanted to see, huh?
Jalen, you said you'll figure this out. Is that what we saw tonight?
We found a way to win the game.